There's a weird sort of wisdom hiding in the games we grew up with. Not the kind you'd find reading quest dialogue or in-game books, but the kind that you find in the long walks between zones, in the frustration of a raid wipe, or in the satisfaction of helping a stranger down an elite for no reward other than a simple thanks. I've played a lot of games over my 27 years. World of Warcraft, old school RuneScape, and many countless others. And while they're all games on the surface, over time, they've started to feel more like familiar places. And like any place you live in long enough, they start to teach you things. About effort, about failure, and about people. So here are 5 life lessons I've learned from both MMOs and gaming in general. In classic WoW, nothing is instant. You walk everywhere. You grind countless mobs for the 10 bear asses you were told to go acquire. You spend 10 levels saving for a mount you'll likely only barely be able to afford. And in old school RuneScape, you want to shoot for a 99 and say, agility? Be prepared to spend hundreds of hours hopping around rooftops like a maniac and pray that your ass doesn't become permanently bonded to your chair. But here's the thing. It works. Every hour you put in gets you closer, even if it's at a glacial pace. It's not glamorous, but it's real. The same is true in life. You don't need a viral moment or a major breakthrough every week. Whether it's getting in shape, writing, learning to cook, or building your career, you make slow, steady progress. Most of life isn't a heroic leap to where you want to be. It's a long hike up a steep mountain with a heavy backpack. It's tough. It takes time, patience, and perseverance. And the ones who get to the top of the mountain, they're the ones who didn't turn around. At their core, MMOs are social ecosystems. And games like WoW introduced this very early on. You try to solo Hogger and you're likely going to get humbled pretty quick. Or if you're trying to run dead mines, craft gear, or trying to summon someone to BRD, teamwork is the heart of the experience. And it's not just about completing the content, it's about the interactions you have with your fellow players. And that's what makes it meaningful. And that's life too. You're not meant to solo it. No one builds anything lasting alone. Jobs, relationships, creative projects, they all thrive with collaboration, communication, and community. So build your party. Find your guild. Whether it's friends, coworkers, or family, people make the journey not only possible, but much more meaningful. One of the fastest ways to learn how value and economies work is to play an MMO. You learn pretty quick that effort alone does not determine worth. Demand does. That rare drop you thought would make you rich? It's worth nothing if nobody needs it or wants it. In old school RuneScape, people have made entire careers flipping items on the Grand Exchange. Buying low, selling high, anticipating patch updates, and controlling supply. Suddenly, the economy wasn't just a game mechanic. It was human behavior, psychology, and timing. And in real life, it's much the same. Understanding money isn't just about making more of it. It's about how you manage it, and what you value, and how you trade your time. And even before I had a fancy piece of paper that cost me $50,000, MMOs taught me to budget, to invest, and that markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And that one's universal. If you've ever played WoW, you've certainly wiped before, either in raid or a dungeon. If you've played old school RuneScape, you've probably died and lost some gear. And if you've ever played an Ultimate Iron Man, well, I offer you my condolences. Failure in MMOs and gaming in general is frequent, often public, and usually a little embarrassing. But crucially, it's not permanent. You get to regroup and ask what went wrong. Tweak your strategy a little bit. Maybe you come back with better gear, and maybe a little bit more humility. Look at non-MMO games like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. They're designed for you to fail. It's expected that you will, and you will often. But in this, we learn resiliency. It teaches us to get back up, over and over again, until we eventually get good. And that's life too. You lose a job, you break up with a significant other, or you fall short of some goal. It stings, but it's not game over. The feelings of failure or disappointment are, as all things are in real life or video games, transient. And what's important is that we continue to learn and keep moving forward. MMOs in many games normalize failure. They teach you to analyze, adjust, and try again. And really, you kind of get used to it, and you even start to respect it in a weird way. Because every wipe is a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to the clear. In MMOs, you can be whoever you want. Tank, healer, rogue, vending machine, silent wanderer who just roleplays in Goldshire. No judgment, by the way. And the best part? You can change. Respec your talents, roll a new alt, or just re-roll a new main entirely. You're always free to try something you've never done before. And sometimes that fresh start unlocks something more genuine than what you were holding on to. And in real life, we should give ourselves permission to do the same. Maybe you've spent years studying in a specific field just to realize you want to do something different. Reinvention isn't necessarily failure, it's growth. Just like respecing or rolling a different class doesn't mean the old version was bad or wrong, it just means you've learned something new. You can evolve, reinvent, and explore. The MMO space is a safe one to try new identities, and sometimes it shows you a version of yourself you didn't know was there. That confidence you had leading your raid group, that kindness in helping a new player, the analytic mind wheeling and dealing in the auction house or GE, that's all you, and you can take that with you beyond the screen. I don't play MMOs or game as much as I used to or even would like to. Life's busier now, what with a career, a mortgage, and children, but I still carry those lessons with me. That slow and steady wins the race. That I can't do everything alone. That failure is a part of growth. That our world is shaped by how we value time, effort, and relationships. And that who I am isn't set in stone. Games like World of Warcraft and old school RuneScape may be digital worlds, but what they teach us is deeply and intimately human. So maybe the next time life feels a little overwhelming, think of it like a raid night. Buff up, ask for help, and if you wipe, run it back and go again.